Today's episode, babies and business. Today on Framed, we are talking babies and business. My name is Ben Peterson. This is my co-host, Atticus. Tiffany is an amazing photographer. She's amazing at business. She decided that she wanted to do photography as a business, decided to look it up on Google on how to do it, followed the steps, and hasn't looked down since. She's won multiple awards, and she's just an amazing person. So let's get right to it. How long have you been in photography?
I will be 11 years this year.
When did you start?
September 2006. That's when I started my business. But I started learning probably 2.5 years before that.
What did that look like?
My husband at the time told me I couldn't take my son to get pictures taken anymore. So just like every other mom, I had to learn. He said, "You have a camera, do it yourself." And I said, "I can't do that." I set up a hideous sheet, like draped it over the back of a chair and put my little baby in front of it, took some pictures of him, and they were awful. But I kept learning and practicing and reading everything I could online. And then after a few months, I was like, I need a new camera. The first camera was still not a DSLR. It's not like I'm gonna be in business or anything. So I ended up with an Olympus. I wanna say it was like an 8080 or something like that. And then it was like 9 months after that, I was like, I need a DSLR. So I had to gather up a whole bunch of scrapbooking stuff that I'd accumulated over the years and sell it all. And I bought a Canon 20D and a 50mm lens.
Took pictures with the crappy backdrop.
Yep.
You looked at the images, and what were you thinking?
Oh, they're really bad.
You thought they were bad?
Oh, I thought they were bad. I thought they were really bad. But then they started to get a little bit better. And I was super into scrapbooking, but I had transitioned to doing digital scrapbooking in Photoshop. So I was already working in Photoshop and learning how to tweak some things on the photos. And I had made friends online with another lady in Louisiana who was a photographer. And every day she'd be like, "Show me what you shot." So I'd drop them into the little messenger, and I can't even remember what that program was anymore, but it's long gone now. But she'd look at them all and she'd critique them and tell me what I did wrong on each thing. So that was super helpful. And finally at one point she started having less bad things to say and started giving compliments on things. So it was just trying to make my photos better for my scrapbook layouts is how it started.
At what point did you go from taking pictures for yourself to taking pictures for someone else?
It was about 6 months after I had the 20D that I was like, okay, I think I'm ready now. Because I had that, like, as my pictures started getting better, more people would comment on them, and I would take pictures for friends and just send their prints to Costco. I didn't ever give anybody files because I didn't like that idea, even way back then. So I would just send their prints to Costco and they could go pick them up and pay for them there. So
Let's talk about the shoots that we did.
Yeah, yeah.
The newborn shoot that we did.
Okay.
So tell me about it and how it went and incidents.
He was kind of a cranky baby. He did not want to sleep. He just wanted to eat. Which is fine. Sometimes you encounter that. So, and sometimes that's how babies are. You just kind of have to go with the flow on a baby. You can't anticipate how it's gonna go. So we just waited it out until he fell asleep. And then, as you saw, once he's asleep, it goes really fast on the beanbag.
He's finally falling asleep.
When you start getting into the posing with the parents, he gets moved around a little bit more. And then we take off the diaper, you get peed on, pooped on, all that fun stuff. But it's normal and it's okay.
From the time you bought your first DSLR to when you opened your business, what's the time frame there?
Probably about 2.5 years, somewhere in there.
And you just decided I need to get a business license, or like what was the, like what made the move from, yeah, I'll take some pictures for you?
Well, I had seen, like I looked around the area, the other photographers' websites, and I didn't feel like anybody was shooting anything like I shot. So I thought, well, maybe I could make this a business. So I looked into it, and I went through and I did my research. I got my DBA and got a website. I had my pricing all laid out before I launched anything. Put my website out and then put an ad in the kids directory. And that debuted on September 1st. And I think it was the first or second day that kids directory was out. Kelly Zimmerman from Cherished Images called me. And, well, actually, she sent me an email. She said, I'm on the board of directors with Professional Photographers of Idaho. I'd love to talk to you. I think you're underselling yourself. So I called her and we talked on the phone for like an hour. And when I got off the phone, I doubled my prices and raised my session fee. She explained to me the value, and don't undersell yourself, don't undercut the market. It's a luxury.
Had you ever heard of the Professional Photographers of Idaho?
I had not heard of them. And after I talked to her, I joined. I have served so far, this is my 7th year on the board of directors. I've completed a term as president, and I am currently vice president again. It's important to be involved in the associations because there's so many more quality education opportunities.
And so you put the ad out in the kid thing?
In the kids directory, yeah.
And what happened?
2 weeks later, I got my first paying client. They saw my ad. They hired me to come photograph their 4-month-old baby and their 7-month-old daughter and the family together in their home. So we did like a lifestyle type session, family on the bed, baby in the crib, went outside, walked around with the older daughter. I made a DVD of the slideshow after I had gone through and edited everything, because back then I wasn't sure that I could show unedited images. So I edited everything, set it to music, took it to their house, and we watched it on their TV. Like, I didn't even have a contact sheet or anything with file names, so we just had to pause it. It was not very sophisticated, but we just would pause it and I would write down what the image was, and they ordered. And by the time it was all said and done, they placed a $3,000 order. My first client ever.
That was awesome. What, did you freak out? Like,
I was just trying to play it cool while I was in there, because they didn't know how long I was in business, so I wasn't gonna tell them, hey, you're my first client. But that 3,000 was even after I gave them a 20% discount, because I was like, holy shit. So I think for anybody that's getting started in photography, take time and don't charge money, just practice. I know there's that whole portfolio building thing, and I hate it. I really do, because it's kind of a disservice to your clients. You're charging them for a subpar product, and you're going in experimenting on people. You don't know what you're doing. Do it for free until you feel confident and ready. Take risks, try new things, trial and error until you can figure it out. Read, research, practice. Shoot on non-people. Shot a lot of flowers.
and enter competitions.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and be open to critiques. Everybody wants to hear how pretty their pictures are. We know that, but you're not gonna grow unless you hear the negative. My name is Tiffany Hix. I'm a newborn childhood and family photographer, and I've just been framed.